Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Perfect Wedding Guide's very own internet TV show called The Wedding Zone. So today we're at the beautiful Holiday Inn Daytona Beach LPGA. It's very new. It's only 2 years old, so it's absolutely perfect. So today we're at the beautiful Holiday Inn Daytona Beach LPGA. It's very new. It's only 2 years old, so it's absolutely perfect. And it's located at 137 Auto Mall Circle, conveniently located right next to the Auto Mall here in beautiful Daytona Beach. And I've got the wonderful Mary Upmark with me because she will give you the utmost respect on your wedding day. Welcome to the show, Mary. We really appreciate you taking the time to be with us today.
Yes, I'm glad to be here.
So tell us about your facility and your ballroom. How many people you can seat?
We can seat up to 140 people depending on the room setup. And that's the maximum that we can do though.
And that's usually about the average nowadays. Actually, it's getting a little smaller, about 106 right now. It was 140 last year. So, and do the brides get like a wedding discount for all their guests on their rooms?
Yes, absolutely. Not only do we offer discounted rooms for your guests, but we also have a spacious and beautiful honeymoon suite. And that honeymoon suite has a jacuzzi tub, of course.
That's nice.
Of course, you got to have that. And then it also has a flat panel HD 37-inch TV, along with a separated living area, fridge, and a microwave. You can also get room service too. It's very beautiful.
And that's really nice to brides to be able to keep your guests at one facility. That way they don't have to, leave and come back and worry about, drinking and driving and all that stuff. Everything is here, one convenient location. So can a bride bring in an outside vendor and service?
Yes, with the exception of food and beverages. We have wedding vendors and services available for you, and we can also provide you with recommendations. We actually offer complete planning and coordinating services, but if you're welcome to use any outside sources if you have something special in mind.
That's great. And the good thing about using Mary here is when you meet with Mary, she will know the people in town that you've worked with that, do a good job, show up in a timely fashion, because that's important on your wedding day.
It's
you
very
don't want
important.
no one running late except the bride, right? So now, how far ahead should the wedding invitations be sent out, do you recommend to the brides?
I would recommend about 2 months before the wedding, and the reason why I recommend this is because if you get them out any later, you have to maybe worry about your guests not having time to plan for the event, and also they might not come back soon enough for your planning needs.
And there is the save the date new invitations. Are you familiar with that
yes,
too?
Yes.
And how soon do those go out before the invitation? I think it's like about a month before.
Month and a half, something around there.
And that helps our postal service because that way you're going to send out 2 things.
Yes, support the postal service.
Because they've been kind of hurting since the internet took off. Everyone emails everything, so we have to help support our postal system. So now, can a bride have both her wedding and reception here? Everything, the whole shebang?
Yes, absolutely. We have a very modern and romantic decor and feeling in our hotel that's perfect for many occasions. We actually can do rehearsal dinners and engagement parties as well, so that's something to consider.
And this is great right here. We're kind of behind the lobby area, and there's a nice little bar restaurant right here, right? So actually a bride could even have like her rehearsal dinner here.
Absolutely.
Have you done a lot of those too?
We've done a few rehearsal dinners in the restaurant, and we've also done rehearsal dinners in the ballroom itself because it can be set up for dinner service.
Right.
We have the on-site catering staff that can work right here. You don't have to coordinate that outside.
And do you have specific menus that you give to the bride, or can a bride also customize a menu?
Actually, both.
Great.
We have specific menus that the bride can use, and also any of our menus are customizable based on the bride's desires and, of course, budget.
Brides like to know that because a lot of hotels will not do that. So that's even more incentive to come here to the Holiday Inn Daytona Beach LPGA. So now, how does a bride go about reserving her wedding date with you and making payment arrangements, all that good stuff?
Actually, if the bride can just give me a call and let me know as soon as they have a date, we can hold that date as long as it's available. And if so, then we'll lock it in with a deposit. Nothing more is due until 7 days before the event. So any payment arrangements up to then is up to the bride. If your date's not open, we might be able to find cost and convenience incentives for booking a date earlier or later.
That is very nice. Brides usually like that, like a Friday or Sunday, right?
Yeah, exactly. And if you book during the weekday, that can be most brides book on the weekends, so booking during the weekday might give you some cost savings.
I did some weddings during the week, but the big thing is the royals got married on a Friday night too, so just keep that in mind. And you can get a lot of other services at a discounted rate because they'd rather, like a photographer would rather come shoot your wedding than be at Burger King.
Right?
Or something like that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm sure brides are wondering what the deposit would be. But what is the average deposit to reserve the ballroom here?
It's $300, and that deposit actually can be applied towards the event itself.
Oh, well, that's very reasonable because everyone has at least $300 somewhere. Right? Okay, now if a bride is on a budget and she meets with you, what kind of recommendations could you give her?
And like we had spoken about before, she might consider planning her wedding day for a date that's not really a prime day. She could also consider coordinating with me to see if maybe she can book it between events. That can save you money that way. Also, here at the Holiday Inn LPGA, the brides can actually come in and do the decorating themselves if they choose to, and that can be a great way to save money.
Well, that leads me to my next question. What kind of decorations do you have? Do you have some centerpieces you can offer the brides?
Yes, absolutely. We have centerpieces, linens, other decorating items that coordinate well with the color palette and the decor of the room. But if the bride has something specific in mind, specific colors that she wants to use, we can also coordinate that through an outside vendor.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we work with a lot of vendors. We work with a vendor for our linens, so we can do pretty much any color scheme you can imagine. We can do it. So.
And if the bride needs help decorating her room, you guys are there to help?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's good. Another thing too that I found that a lot of times brides don't think about until they're shopping around is another real big bonus of having a wedding in a hotel facility such as the Holiday Inn LPGA is that you get all that the service. You get the setup, the cleanup, whereas if you go to like say a hall, you're going to have to pay for all of that. So that's a lot, and it's not cheap.
Your time is really valuable too, especially on your wedding day. You have so much going on, and your time is really valuable during that day. So having someone to come in and do that, to set that up, clean it up, and help you coordinate too.
And everything runs late. Brides, don't worry. There's no wedding that goes off on time. Exactly. Usually 15 minutes late, I found, which is fashionable anyway. So now, and you have nice parking here, so that's not an issue, right? And everyone, if your guests want to stay the night, do they get a little parking pass? They don't have to worry about.
Actually, there's really no need for parking passes at our location. There's ample parking for guests of the hotel and attendees of functions, and that's all complimentary. So it's just general parking, and it is complimentary.
And sometimes here in Daytona Beach, parking can be an issue. So that's good to know. Now, do brides need to make an appointment to meet with you, or can they just stop in? How do you want them to contact you?
Well, I do always take time for walk-ins. I have no problem with walk-ins, show them a tour of the property, answer any questions. But, it's always recommended that you make an appointment. That way you know that when you get here that I'll be available to answer your questions and show you the property.
Because you want Mary, because she will give you the utmost respect and show you everything. And by the way, Mary's number is 386-236-0200, and you are extension
504.
504. And you can also check out more at their website at holidayinn.com/Daytona BCHFLA. And you can email Mary at holidayinnlpgacatering@peachtreegroup.com. But now, Mary, we have to go out on a really, really good note here. Tell me about this.
This award
This
right here
is
was
amazing.
awarded to us by Intercontinental Hotel Groups. That is the parent company over Holiday Inns. And it was awarded to us. It's a Quality Excellence Award because we scored in second place of all the Holiday Inns in the country. For
second place
second
in
place
the country here in Daytona Beach.
for quality and guest satisfaction.
That is great. I feel like I just won an Oscar. Well, thank you, Mary. And you will win an Oscar if you come book your wedding here at the Holiday Inn LPGA. Give Mary a call once again at 386-236-0200. And cheers to your wedding. Happy shopping, brides. Bye-bye.